Gloria asks, is there tea on Boston College? This is gonna be controversial. What's up guys, it's Sean and welcome to the video. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram about college and life, and now I'm gonna answer them. A lot of people want me to do this video, and since I'm in quarantine, there's no better time. If you want to be involved in a future video, be sure to follow me on Instagram. I also post a lot of my fresh fits, you know. With all that being said, let's get into the questions. So first question is from my homie Cynthia, and she asks, basic question, but what's something you wish you knew before starting college? When I first came into college, I was actually like a math major. I did a bunch of like business clubs, very like academic clubs that like I liked but wasn't like super passionate about. I was always had the mindset going into college that I needed to do things that would help me in my career, and I had to do things that everyone else was doing. But like there was always a part of me that knew that that wasn't what I wanted to do, that I wanted to do YouTube, that I wanted to do creative things. I think the thing I wish I knew basically is to be honest with myself and to just do the things that make you happy. I know it's easier said than done, like all the peer pressure going into freshman year where you're trying to fit in and make friends, but just having that understanding and honesty with myself, I would have been pursuing things I'm more passionate about a lot earlier, and having things in your life that you're passionate about creates sort of like a positive feedback loop. If I'd be doing YouTube, I feel like also it would have made me do better in a lot of other areas like health and academics. But because I was doing things I was sort of unhappy with, it sort of just fed into a lot of negativity. In short, be honest with yourself and don't try to do things that you think other people want you to do. You really know what you're passionate about, so go do it. Yifan asks, is BC an alcoholic school? Yes, people do indulge in those. Astrid asks, advice for freshmen coming into BC and what you wish you knew before your first year of college. There's a lot of fakeness when you go into college freshman year because everyone's trying to fit in, everyone's trying to be cool and make a lot of friends and impress other people. But really, just save yourself the trouble. It'll make you a lot happier if you just be yourself. Push yourself to meet new people. Do things that you wouldn't normally do. Just do things, period. Don't be that freshman that plays it safe and only like hangs out with their roommate and does no extracurriculars or goes to any events. Just push yourself, and this is not just a college thing but a life thing. Just push yourself and it'll pay off. Next question. Bonnie asks your party life. Nurin Hasman asks, how did you pick your major? Were there anything else you considered taking? So I'm an econ major with a minor in marketing in the business school at Boston College. Honestly, I'm not that interested in econ. I find the subject very dry for me. It's kind of my plan B, but also kind of ties into what I want to do. I just feel like econ is a really flexible major. You can do a lot of different things with it in a lot of different areas of business. So that's why I chose econ. I didn't think there was really anything that worthwhile for me besides econ. You might be wondering why I'm not like a film major or something. This might be a hot take, but I feel like you don't really need to go and study film to be a filmmaker or a YouTuber. I feel like all the information is already out there on the internet, and also a lot of the process of making good movies or making good videos is sort of just like your creative vision. A lot of it is stuff that you can learn on your own, and I feel like so far it's been going pretty well. Studying film would have not been a worthwhile thing to study, especially for that price tag. Sarah Del Real asks, how did you get into Boston College? I don't know, man. I don't know. Low-key, when I applied, I thought I wasn't going to get in. You just gotta work hard in school. College admissions be crazy. Adba, I think, asks, how do you cope with insecurities or struggle competing with other students? I don't think I've ever felt insecure, and also I don't think there's really that much of a competitive vibe at Boston College. Luckily, like I haven't come into contact with people that are super cutthroat and snaky and will try to sabotage you for a better grade. I know that happens at other schools, but luckily I haven't had to deal with that. If you feel insecure that other people are doing better than you, understand why you're insecure and use it as motivation to improve yourself. It doesn't help to just mull over your insecurities, but use that energy to make it into something positive and to just get things done. I think it can be helpful to compare yourself, but also don't get too obsessed with it. Use these insecurities as motivation to just be better. But also self-care, and don't be too hard on yourself if you fail, because that's just life. Next question, baby. Nuha Sahir asks, advice for noobs trying out video editing. I think with starting anything, you just gotta start with things you're passionate about. So make the thing first and then learn the technique after. Start with an idea of a video you want to make, and then if it requires something, then learn how to do it. I think that kind of process will make things a lot more fun and make you a lot more motivated to do the thing. Young B Sneak asks, plans after college. Whenever people ask what my plans are after college, I usually just say, YouTube is the dream. I want to start a company. But honestly, I don't know. And a lot of my friends, a lot of people my age, I feel like already have a plan or like a job that they want to do, but I'm still figuring it out. I just want to do something that creatively fulfilling and I'm passionate about and gives me the opportunity to try new things and travel the world. That sounds like the ideal job. Trying to do that with my YouTube channel and also hopefully starting a company. So no definite plans, but I know what I don't want to do at least. Kurt Tix asks, he says, drop your playlist. So I actually made a Spotify playlist with songs that I use in my videos, and that'll be in the description down below. Amber asks, what got you into making videos? Found you recently and love your content. Aw, thank you, Amber. Making videos is sort of like a creative outlet for me. Specifically on YouTube, I started sort of out of boredom when I didn't have an internship during my freshman summer, and it sort of snowballed into now I have an audience and I can positively impact people with my ideas. And I'm just super excited to keep going. Next question, baby. Natalie asks, what is some advice you'd give to someone wanting to start a YouTube channel? That's a good question. For anyone that's starting out, I'm still pretty much starting. I still feel like I've just begun. For anyone that wants to start a YouTube channel, I can make a whole video about YouTube. Let me know if you want to see that. But when you're starting out, one, don't focus on the numbers because honestly, when you're starting out, no one's going to be watching. Two, make videos you're passionate about and have fun making. If it's not fun, then what's the point of doing it in the first place? And then three, always strive to keep getting better video to video, even if it's 1%. Over a long period of time, that change will be massive. If you just have so much high quality content, eventually one of your videos is gonna blow up, and then yeah, it'll change your life. Bai asks, what do you do to stay motivated during this corona period? Honestly, my motivation has been kind of off during this. Just a lot of personal things happen that I won't get into, but if you want to stay motivated, I think there's a few things. Getting organized, plan out your days, and stick to that plan. Don't just go through each day aimlessly, but have goals that you want to accomplish, and when you put those goals on paper or on your computer, stick to them. I think motivation is something you build up through progress. The more you accomplish, the more motivated you'll be, if that makes sense. Veronica asks, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Happy, doing something what I... In 10 years, I hope that I'm happy and doing something that I'm passionate about. I definitely haven't thought that long term, but those are the two things I hope are true. I hope I've accomplished a lot in 10 years. Joko Bernal asks, for you, what is the meaning of life? Deep. We're getting deep on this Q&A. No idea. Do what you're passionate about and care for other people. I'm just a 20-year-old college student, so take that as you will. I do know asks, is it better to look for a roommate or just settle for random? I personally went random my freshman year. I just didn't want to deal with all the logistics of having to match with a roommate and like message them. I think going random is a great opportunity to meet someone that maybe you wouldn't have normally met. And luckily, in my case, when I went random my freshman year, my roommate actually ended up becoming one of my closest friends. Shout out Reggie, if you're watching this. I don't know if you are. If you're watching this though, shout out you. More often, there's problems when you choose your roommate than going random. And I think that's true because when you choose your roommate, you have a lot of expectations going in, and it might be hard to meet those expectations. But when you go random, you don't know what to expect. And I think you just grow a lot more as a person when you just challenge yourself like that. This is just my experience, but if I had to recommend, I would say just go random and challenge yourself. You'll meet someone new and probably someone that you normally wouldn't have met. Leon Ellis asks, how are you managing school online? It's a no-brainer that having online classes is a lot less fun and engaging than having like a physical in-person class. I'm taking a lot of my classes pass-fail. I'm just trying to get through this semester so I can focus on things I'm more passionate about, like YouTube and other stuff that's in the works. Ooh, my leg fell asleep. Leah asks, how was your high school life? Honestly, in high school, I was a slacker. I was like middle of the pack, grade-wise. I pulled a lot of all-nighters to get homework done, a lot of procrastination. These are still things I do now, but I think it was a lot worse back then. And I did a lot of things, like I touched on before, I did a lot of things for my college applications. I did a lot of things because I wanted to just fit in. I didn't want to stand out. I wanted to match people's expectations of me. I wish I started a YouTube channel in high school, but I was too afraid of what other people would say. I guess I had a lot of insecurities about that. I think I just fed a lot into the idea of fitting in, and also I was just a scrub in high school. I guess the takeaway from that question is you might be a slacker in high school, but there's always time to build new habits and get better. Stop trying to be what everyone wants you to be and just be yourself. Do the things that make you happy and you'll be so much better off because of it. Catherine asks, any advice to seniors that have no idea what to major in? The best thing when you don't know what to do is to just do things. So if you're a freshman, take a bunch of classes and things you're curious about and just explore. Explore your interests. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to try. And through that process, you might not find what you like right away, but you'll definitely find things that you don't like. Gloria asks, is there tea on Boston College? This is gonna be controversial. Hi, this is me from the future editing, and I wanted to re-record my answer to this question because the answer I recorded before didn't really make any sense, and I wanted to make sure that I got it right. So the question was, is there tea on Boston College? There are two things that I wish I knew before I applied to Boston College that maybe would have made me rethink my decision. The first thing is that Boston College has a really small arts community. Yes, there are like film programs, arts, theater, but it's all really small. And when you think of Boston College, you don't really think of the arts program, but more so there's specialized programs like business and education and nursing. Arts really isn't something that comes to mind when you think of Boston College. I was really like frustrated that BC didn't have like a lot of resources for learning about the arts and getting better versus like other schools that have like much bigger programs and a lot more people passionate about the arts. But at the same time, when I was applying to college and deciding on college, I actually didn't realize how much I valued being a creative and wanting to do it as a full-time job. So it's kind of on me for not doing that research. There's a very small community, but I always wish it was bigger and I always wish that there were more resources. Although I was frustrated before, I've come to realize that not having a big arts presence at Boston College has made me get like creative with how I connect with people, and it's forced me to reach out to people that maybe don't go to BC or like all across the world and just sort of forge my own path. Now, if you ask me, I'm not really frustrated about BC not having arts because there's no use complaining about it, and the best thing to do is just take action. Moral of the story is if you're looking for a big arts presence like right off the bat and like lots of resources, then definitely don't go to BC. The second thing I wish I knew about Boston College is that, like I said before, BC is known for athletics and business is really big at BC, finance and econ and like going into the business world. With such a strong and like lengthy alumni network, a lot of people come to BC for those connections. Basically what I'm trying to say is, I think a majority of students, they have this mindset where they go to college and then they get a nice like corporate job, 9 to 5, and they go into the system of, you know, this stability, this stable system. You go through this hierarchy, work for a big company. I want to be clear that there's nothing wrong with that stability and stuff. For now, while I'm young, I really don't like the idea of working for a big corporation. As I said before a lot, the dream is for me to be like a full-time YouTuber, start my own company, and be my own boss. I really like being able to feel and see a direct impact of my actions and just take like a hands-on approach in my work. At BC, I found that a lot of people have the mindset where I think a lot of people are just very risk averse. I really love connecting with people who want to take a path that's less traveled on. There's kind of like a pressure at Boston College to get like a nice job, like a Wall Street finance job. I see like all my friends, all my classmates flexing on LinkedIn about them getting this really nice job offer and all this stuff. There's like a pressure to get a nice corporate job. I think that mindset can be tough for someone who doesn't want to do that. I don't know if it's unique to BC, but I feel like it's definitely very prominent at BC. I'm not really mad about it anymore because it just made me work even harder to want to prove people wrong. So basically just know that a lot of people at BC are motivated by getting a nice stable job at a corporation or working for the man. And if you're someone that wants to be an entrepreneur and start something for yourself, I think there's not a lot of people at BC with that mindset. I think at other schools, there's less of that mindset and that pressure. But again, these are like things that bothered me before, but I wouldn't change anything because I'm pretty happy where I am right now. But for everyone that's interested in Boston College, I think these things might be helpful for you. These are things that I think would be helpful to know before deciding to apply. That was my little rant, so now back to the video. Those are all the questions. I hope that you learned a little bit more about me, and if you want to be involved in a future video, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Shan Rizwan. Also, leave some video ideas for me to do in quarantine in the comments down below. Again, thank you guys for all the support on the channel lately. I can't believe that I had a video pass 1 million views and we're at over 32,000 subscribers. That's crazy. You guys are crazy. All your support just pushes me to keep making videos. I literally read every comment. Like I literally screenshot comments and have an album on my phone with your guys' comments that I look at when I'm feeling down. It really just means a lot and pushes me to keep creating. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.